you got to do it a certain way, and you got to keep records of it. And if it's
Okay.
not done properly, then you need a quiet title. But
I see.
95% of them, the title company usually passes, you know.
Okay. Okay. So it's just to ensure that that process of sale through foreclosure, whether it's tax or mortgage, that the seller was served correctly?
Yeah, served correctly. Yeah, they have, because you don't just serve it once. I guess you gotta serve them, you know, you might have to mail them, and then you have to serve it to their house, and then you might have to do it 3 or 4 different times, or something like that, or, you know, before they lose it completely.
But I mean, what is actually, I'm sorry, I get so deep into something. Like so what are they actually doing though when they say they're served correctly? I mean, to make sure the taxes and water bill and all that was paid at the
No,
time of.
so if you're behind on your taxes and it's about to go to foreclosure, they have to
Yep.
send a notice. The city has to send a notice to you that you're losing your house.
Okay. Yep.
And they have to send it like so many times or so many different ways. I don't know the actual how that works. I don't really care to know. So some things you don't even need to know. But anyways, you just gotta
Okay.
make sure the title companies gotta make sure it's done right, so they don't get hurt later because they're providing title insurance.
Ah.
And the previous person that buys it at the tax auction is not getting title insurance. They're getting a deed from the city or the county, excuse me. They're just getting a deed, a quick claim,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And so it's not insurable, even though it's their house. It's not really insurable, you know, like with a warranty deed. So that's why the title company has to check everything out, make sure everything was done right, and if so, they stamp it and they'll let you close. But the problem is, it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks now, especially with COVID, to get this FOIA report.
That's what Dream told us. They said they're at like 3 weeks right now.
Right. So
Okay.
as soon as you get title back, you should check that, or they should tell you they need to order a FOIA. In Detroit.
Yeah, as soon as I got the title commitment back, one of those stipulations there was that they sent the FOIA, or however she worded it, but sent that out and waiting for it to come back from Flint.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah, so and it's like 50 pages, you know, usually they're like 20, 40 pages long, you know, it could be. But in Detroit, I used to be able to order it online right directly to a girl at the office. And
Really?
then she would email me when it's ready for pickup and I would go pick it up. So if you could get a connection with somebody there and somehow get in the front of the line, maybe the next one that you need to order, you should like go up there and say, I need to order a FOIA. How do I do it? Make an appointment, and how do I get it you know, kind of smooth them and see how you could get, you know.
Well, expedited.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate it. Seriously, it's all the little things that add up.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to do that, Todd, when you had to have the inspections in Detroit and we wanted to get put on the bump up list.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you had to get that pre-sale inspection or something like that?
Yes, correct. Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, I remember those days. Anytime you sold a house in Detroit, you had to get an inspection, right? I think that's what it was. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So every listing that we had, we used to have those properties, you know, pre-inspected prior to selling, and they would, you know, go through and just kind of, you know, pick them apart or whatever. And then, but you could get on the bump up list. So you signed up, they had a sign up sheet, and then you went over to this other location and you could get put on the bump up list, so that if somebody else, you know, canceled or wasn't there to meet them or whatever, you could get, you know, then they would go to yours. So,
Right.
but it was, you know, it's the same premise where you know, you get to know somebody and then you could just, like, literally, we didn't even have to go down there and sign up. We could just call and she would put us on the list.
Right, yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, that's like when you need water bills in Detroit. One day you could go to a couple machines like DivDat machines. They have them in certain party stores in Detroit and some other places too. Like the county building has a couple of the machines. And you used to be able to do it from your phone, but they quit doing that for a couple of years now, or maybe a year. So, so what I do now is I went to Food Town on 8 Mile, and I was waiting in line to do a water bill, and then I had a bright idea. There's security guards there, and I kid you not, I could show you my Cash App on my phone. I probably paid this guy. I pay him $10 every time he pulls me a water bill, and I probably paid him about $300 so far. It's worth it to me, you know. All he does is type in the address and takes a picture of it and sends it to me. And I, you know, so I don't have to waste my time in going down there. What's up, Heater?
What's going on?
Not much, man. Carson Demick,
What is up?
what's up, man?
Dude, I got caught up in trading some crypto. Crypto just dropped. It's dropped like 10-15% in the past hour. So I was like trading and buying. I think I made some good moves.
You see Elon cut Bitcoin from he recently accepted Bitcoin for purchase of Teslas. Now he just cut it out today.
No way.
Yeah, I think like 6 months ago he announced that they're accepting Bitcoin, and I literally just seen today he's cutting it off because whatever.
Cool, cool. We'll get started in a couple minutes, guys.
Yep.
Do it.
So if you guys didn't know, a couple of things happened in the last couple of weeks. One, Mr. Michael Heater became a real estate agent. He got his real estate license first time.
Woohoo!
He passed on the first time. Congrats for that, Mike. And Carson Demick on Monday spoke at a meetup in Genesee County, the Genesee County Landlord Association or something like that, I think it's called.
Yep.
Actually, it was at a nice place in I think it's Burton. Is it Grand Blanc or Burton? I can't remember. Burton.
Oh, that would either be Flint or Grand Blanc. I think that's a Flint address.
That is Grand Blanc.
It's Grand Blanc. Okay. Yeah, nice place there. And shit, there's probably 25 people there, I would think. Maybe
I
more.
heard you did a killer job, Carson. Way to go.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I tried. It was exciting. It was cool to speak. It is a Flint address, but when I asked people if they had heard of wholesaling, there was like 5-6 hands up, and there was like 5 or 6 wholesalers in the room. So I kind of expected it to be that type of crowd. And this lighting is terrible. I need to get me some better lights. But when I was asked to do it, the president was like, "Do you want to speak on wholesaling, or do you not want to like give away your secrets?" And I was just like, "No, like I want to speak on wholesaling. I want to speak in front of people that are going to wholesale." And he came up to me and asked me before I was about to speak, like, "So why are you doing this? Like, are you going to get JVs? Are you going to people sending you deals from this?" And I was like, "Absolutely. Like, that's not the only reason I wanted to do it. Like, I just did it because I enjoy speaking and talking about it, because I'm passionate about it. But, there's definitely going to be opportunities that come from that." And I met a guy who just bought 250 mobile homes in Flint, like for, about $1 million, close to $1 million. So it was cool to be able to make those connections. I mean, that's what, we preach every single time we're on here, that we're squatting up with other people. So if I can get in front of a crowd of people and talk about what I do and how I can benefit them, and I know how to structure all this so that that it's really beneficial to them. It's not like, oh, this is just, something we can do occasionally, or this is what we'll do while I'm teaching you. Like, it's truly adding value to their business. So hopefully I get some deals from that. But if not, just educating these people about wholesalers and how to work with them, and how to work with bad wholesalers. Like I called out some wholesalers too, because there's a lot of bad wholesalers out there. So
You called them
hopefully
out by name?
No.
yeah, there's this one Matt Hoppersberger. I just completely no, I'm just kidding. I love you, Matt. Matt's one of the good ones, but I called out. Well, I didn't call any out by name. No, most of them that are by name either already have a bad name for themselves or are just small fish, and you really don't hear about them much. So
Yep.
What's up, fellas? What did I miss? Sounds like some juicy stuff.
yes, sir. You missed my meetup on Monday, the one I spoke at. That's about
I know. How'd that go?
It was good, man. It was good. Like I was just telling everyone else, out of the 30, 40 people that were there, maybe 5, 6, 7 even knew what wholesaling was. So, my presentation was a really basic overview of wholesaling, but that's what everyone needed, sounded like.
Yep. No,
Right.
good job. Cool.
It was fun.
Now we just got to get you licensed, Carson.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know about that.
Awkward.
That's so funny. You guys are giggling. All right. Hey, Heater, you want to start us off?
Sure. So yeah, like Todd was saying, I recently became a realtor. Not 100% sure exactly what I'll be doing with my license. But Miss Maureen Corthus here will be the broker I'm signing with. So if anyone else is considering getting a license here in the mid-Michigan area, Maureen is super awesome, super investor friendly. So that's been my deciding factor, hanging my license with her. And something else new that we've got going on in the office around here. We just got back from Arizona, right? We were at the All In conference out there. And if anyone knows Ryan Pineda here, he's pretty well known out in the social media sphere, like influencer, real estate. He's a broker. Broker, investor, and stuff like that. Makes YouTube videos and stuff. Anyways, he taught about building a brand on social media, right? So we now have an accountability board running in our office where we're going to start making content, because none of us really do. So I was literally just on TikTok trying to make test it out to see what that's like, because I've never even touched TikTok. So kind of a new sphere. But he had a really, really good presentation. I mean, he has literally raised like millions of dollars just through social media, so it really he really highlighted like the power of social media and branding yourself. And we've all kind of known this, but we've all just been and just hesitant or lazy to get on it. So yeah, that's going to be something I'm going to be holding myself and the other 2 Carsons accountable for this coming week. So that's really it. I mean, I've got deals in the works right now, but you guys were talking about FOIAs earlier, like everything's in limbo, I wish I really had something exciting to report, but I really don't, other than it's just kind of the nasty side of real estate. I locked up 2 properties here in Flint that were cash flowing properties with tenants in them, and they were both abandoned properties. So that was kind of like a kick in the gut, on top of the other 2-3 properties I've contracted around Wayne County, Oakland County, are all having title issues. So everything's kind of on a limbo period, right? So that's just kind of the nasty side of real estate, guys. You're gonna run into issues like that. We all like the deals when it goes smoothly and you can close within 8-10 days or whatever, but that's not the case every single time. So you have to keep persevering through and just know that the good deals, good clean deals are just on the other side. So I guess that's it. Nothing super exciting other than I'll be on social media here soon. So guys,
Hey,
look out for that.
Michael, a couple things I was going to say. So that one property, were you able to comp that we were talking about the other day?
Was it the Davisburg one, or was
No,
it
the one in White Lake.
Honestly, no. I mean, I didn't find any good like supporting comps where I felt comfortable. And just from what you told me about the history of the property, it just, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really like looked into it or followed up with it at all.
Well,
You know.
especially because they're putting in there, you know, seller will consider any reasonable offer or something to that effect. So that's why I was
Right.
like, yeah.
Well, I got
Mhm.
like a verbal commitment from him for 90K. He's still kind of in la la land, thinking the property is like worth something, it seems. I mean, sounds like to me like it's worth almost nothing. I don't know if that's controversial to say, but it just appears that it's just one of those mishmash properties. It looks absolutely terrible from the road, has zero curb appeal, and like almost to me makes me feel like it's like just almost worth tearing down at this point.
Well, and that's kind of why I sent you those, you know, the previous interior photos and things like that I had access to, because I wanted you to, you know, be able to see that information, because I'm sure, you know, he said he started, you know, some rehabbing, but based upon what the outside looks like, I'm sure they haven't done too much on the inside. So,
Right.
you know, other than, you know, combine a bedroom, as I said, with another one, which is how it went from 4 to 2. So, but I
Right.
just, yeah, I just wondered, you know, what your thought process was on that property. And
And
as far as social media goes, I wanted to add that, you know, we have agents in our office who don't spend any money on marketing. They do everything via social media. And that's where they're, you know, and they're closing, you know, 5, 6, $7 million in real estate every year. So social
See,
media is definitely the way to go.
super key right there, Marine. Just again, you just highlighted the power of social media. Like, I mean, that's literally it. And again, going back to Ryan Pineda, he is literally raised. He was talking about a fund he put together. He said the people that have applied into his fund, he have over a net worth of $100 million already. So it's really kind of exciting that he's just built all that just through, you know, majority of it's social media. So
Yeah, he made a good point that stuck out to me. He was talking about like when somebody, a private lender, goes to your social media and you've been posting, and he can literally scroll. If he scrolls down 3 scrolls, he's looking at a flip you were working on 3 days ago. If he scrolls down for 2 months, he was looking at a flip you're doing 2 months ago, and you got the address and everything on there. So it's just instant credibility. Like, and we all do it when I have sellers that want me to come look at their house, I look at their profile, and they do the same to us, I'm sure, because I have them tell me all the time, oh, we have mutual friends. How do you know Corey or whoever? And so having that, like, even from a seller standpoint, if you're having sellers, private lenders, like, just gives you a ton of credibility.
Well, plus it also gives people kind of a look into your, you know, personal life that you don't even realize that they have. And it's a know, like, and trust situation. So they
Sure.
feel like they know you, you know, without even knowing you. So it just gives them a kind of a look at who you are as a person.
100%.
Yep.
yeah, so this is about it for me. Todd, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to tell you, I got a deal I contracted about 30 days ago, 40 days ago, something like that. So just tell you what happened. Went to the house, looked at it. I was JVing, I was squatting up with someone. He was with me. And the owner was moving to Florida in 30 days. So I knew I could turn this house pretty quickly. So what happened is she signed the contract, and like 3 or 4 days later, she sent me an email saying she's backing out and she got a higher offer. Okay. So let me just ask you a question, Carson. If that happens to you, what do you usually, what would you do, or what, and I'll tell you what I did.
And that's happened to me multiple times. I would call them right away. Like, you don't want to be emailing them at this point. Call them. One guy says he will immediately get in front of them, like, hey, let's meet at the house. And then just kind of reiterate what you're doing for them. Reiterate, because they obviously are going with you for speed and convenience. So I'm just like, look, we're gonna get this done. We're giving you the price that we agreed on. And I word it just like this, saying, you don't really, legally, like, we did sign a legally binding contract, and we already put in title work. So we already paying the title company. It says in our contract that we can file a claim of interest, which is just essentially, because we did agree you know, we're liable. We as a company committed to buying your house. And the point of the contract is that we need that same commitment level of commitment from you. So you really can't go with that other offer. Like, you know, either we can file that and you can't sell to anybody else, or we can move forward. And it depends how they word it to me, how strict I'm going to be back to them. Some will like come up, you know, and kind of be nice about it. Like, oh, well, I got another offer. Sorry. And it's like, well, no, sorry, we can't do that. And then some are just like, I'm backing out, send a cancellation. So it just depends on the person, but that's kind of in some words what I say. What did you kind of end
Yeah.
up doing with it?
Yeah, I'd done it kind of your way before and I never been successful, you know. So what I did, I didn't respond at all. And I filed a claim of interest the next day. All right. And with the title company, because they could actually, they don't have to go down there and record it now. They could do it online. So I did a claim of interest. They filed it the next day. And I got proof of the claim of interest, okay? And normally what I would do then is send it to them, like text it to them, or I'd email it to them or something like that and let them call me. This one I did nothing but filed it because I seen it posted online for a crazy number, like 60 grand. I was selling it for 40, let's say, okay? And
So it was a wholesaler.
it was another wholesaler that got it. So I couldn't find, by the time I got the copy of the claim of interest, couldn't find that wholesaler anymore. So what I did, everyone in Detroit uses the same 3 or 4 title companies. So I emailed my claim of interest to all those title companies, and because I know the contacts of all of them, and I said, I'm just putting you on notice that I have a contract on this one, and here's the copy of the claim of interest, and it looks like another wholesaler is, you know, trying to wholesale it. Just want to let you know. So anyway, this was like 30 days ago. This week, Monday, got a phone call from one of the title companies and saying they're looking to close this property, you know, on Friday of this week. But you know, we know you have a claim of interest. And he goes, what do you want? How much do you want?
The title company asked you that, or the wholesaler?
The title company. And I said, let me think about this. I want 6 grand is the number I picked. I don't know why I picked 6 grand. I figured I'd get 3 grand and the other guy would get 3 grand, you know. And then I got a phone call from some weird phone number, and then it you know how if I was probably running a dumpster or something, I didn't answer. They text me. I put text me. I can't answer, and they say, give me a call regarding Lawrence. That's the property name. So, and I was right about to call them, and then my title contact calls me back and says they're gonna take the 6 grand, you know. So it's closing Friday. Is it? Yeah, Friday, and I'll get a check for 6 grand for nothing.
Wow.
You know.
You didn't even have to sell it that way.
What's that?
You didn't even have to sell it. He sold it for you.
Yeah, I probably would have made a little bit more, and I could have
Right.
asked for 10 grand. But sometimes you want to, you know, oh, someone's at my door. Hang on. You want to give a number that, you know, they won't sue you at. You know, a number, you know, something
Right.
like that. Yeah, I'll be
Doable.
right back, guys. Someone's at the door.
Interesting. That was so turned out in his favor. Lucky for him.
200%. Yeah, I mean, better than losing the deal.
Yeah.
So what do you
Carson?
get, an assignment fee based on the chain of,
Yeah, that's a good point. How's that payout coming?
you know what I mean? What do you just get, an assignment fee for above what he contracted for between that and?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna come out as a credit to you from the other person's assignment fee. So it'll probably say credit from this other wholesaler's assignment fee to this person as like a removal of claim of interest or something. And I think every title company would probably do it a little bit different
Interesting.
as far as how they write it out. So
I mean, I could have been a jerk and said, no, I want to buy it. I'm ready to buy it, you know? I could have did that, or I could have said 10 grand and they could have said, no way, you know, it could have been all, you know. So I was happy with that.
Interesting. That's cool. Do you know how they're gonna pay? You missed Carson's question, but you know what they're gonna call it on the HUD? What they're gonna pay it out as? An
Um,
assignment or?
I do not know, but I will let you know. It might be a payoff, you know, because I got like a lien on the property. It might be a
Mhm.
payoff directly to me, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Cool. All right,
Cool.
Carson.
Man, what do I got? What do I got? Um,
I have a question. If
Go
nobody
for
got, what if so I've talked with this property owner and we've agreed to a price, and the only thing we need to do is do a walkthrough and have her sign the contract. I even sent her the contract with it a contingent on a walkthrough, but she didn't sign it through DocuSign. So I'm like, okay, well, we can meet up and I can even have you sign the document and we can do a walkthrough. Now for some reason, like she's just like dodging my phone calls, or I understand she works and she works like second shift and I'm trying to work around her, but like what do you do to somebody who's like just it just seems like they're dodging your phone calls, or they're just not answering. Like I call her like every day, you know, just to try to get a hold of her. But like I have it sold, I have it, uh, you know, but I just need to get it under contract. And her thing was she's moving out of state, you know.
so
So
when did you lose contact with her? Like, what was the last text or call you had with her? And then when could you
this
not get
past
get
Saturday.
Okay, did you have
So
like a set time to call
yeah,
her back?
we were supposed to meet actually on Saturday at 5, and then she got held up at work. And then I'm like, okay, I'll stay in the area. Just give me a call when you're leaving work and I'll be right there, you know? And she never called, never text, nothing. And that was the last thing I heard of her.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Todd's probably got a good answer for this. What I do personally is I send like and I have had like kind of iffy success with this, but I'll send a text. It's like really kind of out of the blue. Like, I'm sorry, did I hurt your feelings, or why are you so mad at me? Something like that. And then just to get them on the phone, because then they'll be, oh, I'm not mad at you. And then they might tell you like this happened or this happened. I'm trying to think of another one I've used, but like, did I offend you, or like, I don't know, just something kind of out of the blue just to get her on the phone, whatever you can. But
Okay.
that sounds like, I was gonna say you can avoid that by setting pre-commitments all the time. Like, okay, are you gonna be there at this time or whatever, or calling to confirm beforehand. But if you kind of get stood up like that, there's really not too much you can do. I mean,
Call her
she
from a
probably
different
got a
number.
better offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, ask her, do you need is it my offer or something, or did you get another offer?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like I already talked about our offer and she's already agreed to it. I'm like, you know, but I just need to do a walkthrough to see what the inside looks like, you know? So that's the only thing I'm waiting on. Otherwise, we can sign the contract and kind of go from there.
Well, you can sign the contract before you do a walkthrough next time.
No, and that's what I told her. I was like, you can sign the contract. It's just contingent on a walkthrough. That's it. You know.
Yeah, but when you keep saying it's contingent on a walkthrough, maybe you just put it in your contract that you got an inspection period. You know what I mean? Don't even mention being contingent on a walkthrough. I got to see what it is, because if something's wrong when you're there, then you can say, look, this is not what, I was, you're telling me this house was like this, So I think that might be, and if they're not talking to you, they probably did get someone else, gave them a better or higher offer. That usually there's something going on. If, I'm going to tell you, so here's a text that I always send. I went to my text because I try to reach you a few times to see if you're ready to work with us. No response typically means you're no longer interested. Is this the case? And, you know, some like, kind of like what Carson was saying, something
Mhm.
like that. And, you know, because you pretty much, you gotta